Today's question you are asking is, what is transformation? Basically, you are specifying on what is spiritual transformation. What is spiritual transformation and what is the need for a spiritual transformation? Basically, when people talk about this term as spirituality, they make it something beyond, something not what is there, something what it is not perceivable, seeable, experienceable, something above, beyond, all those nonsense. When I say this, all these are nonsense, they are trying to make you see something which is not already conceivable to you. They're getting you more and more confused. How do I get you out of this question will be the primary question. How do I get you out of this? Is basically you need to understand something this. Spirituality is not something beyond or above or away from the material or whatever the physical form or empirical form of life is happening right now. Now, what is spirituality? Let's take away all these meanings that you know associated with your dictionary. Let's come to the normal reference to context of daily scenarios I'm talking about. In context, let's divide the term. The term spirituality comes from the word spirit, basically the emphasis of spirit. That is what is also emphasized by saying adhyatma. What is adhyatma? आत्म को आद्यता देने का ಇಲ್ಲ ಆತ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಆದ್ಯತಾ ಕೊಡುವುದು. The focus and emphasis is rather than that which is within atma or soul. Now, when I use the word spirit in this daily context, there are basically four fundamental views. We use this term spirit every time. Now, what is this first term? This first term, we utilize this word. If you have seen a reality dance show or a singing competition show, when the person exhibits a very unique talent, say in a dance performance, the person performs in some way that is very outstanding, what you call outstanding performance. So when he's performing, these judges, they pass a judgment, if you can call that, or they're trying to comment on what he's doing. So basically the person or the judge would say, look at his spirit, look at the spirit he's performing. The second connotation would be when a person exhibits too much courage. Say if you know a few people in your life, this certain people would have faced certain situations, difficulty situations which give them a lot of discontent, fear, phobias. These situations also they exhibit somewhere where they are courageously going and attempting to that situation. Now, courageously going, don't we come and look at a spirit? The fearlessness, look at a spirit. The ability to solve a problem, solve all the problems, look at a spirit, right? That is one more connotation. And the next context that we use this term spirit is, so alcohol is also called spirit. And in a regular context, people see all these things called ghosts, spirits. See, for the word spirit, the ghost. So if you take these terms, you see this. Spirit is something that is non-physical in nature, basically. So when it is something non-physical, they're trying to portray something which that is there inside you, which is non-physical. So let's keep it there. So let's put it in more simplistic terms. First thing, when you enter spirituality, you know who you are. You are yourself. You know who you are. You try to open yourself more. You try to explore what your inner depths. When I say inner depths, it means the depths of your personality. So it may be in a certain situation you are in such a certain personality that expresses, and in other situation there is a certain personality that expresses. So I'm not saying you have multiple personalities. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you yourself. What is this self? Being a free you, whatever you are, without any barriers, whatever you are, that is you. When you know who you are, you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses. When you know your strength, of course, you will work on it more and make it more powerful. When it is something of your weakness, you try to avoid it, or if you have enough courage, you go and break it. So when the person performs too much courage, then the person is called, he's got a lovely spirit. So knowing spirituality means you know yourself. By knowing yourself, you know your strengths and barriers which you can break, which you can strengthen more. If you know what to perform for your life, you know what you love the most in your life. Say example, let's take a normal example. Eating laddus is your favorite thing of your life. And if anybody gave you these free laddus and you enjoy doing it, would you stop yourself from eating it, irrespective of the fact that you leave away the consequences on your health? Leave it away. How would you perform? You would perform excellent, isn't it? You would perform the best that you can, because there's no side effects, there's no limit to how much laddus I can eat, so you can eat unlimited. So this is called spirit of expression. You express better because you know you love this the most. So the next you use the term spirit is when you get deeper and deeper into yourself, let all these barriers go. There is a conscious restriction in your mind, always the thoughts running. That's why they say it conscious, subconscious and unconscious. Conscious mind is running. Subconscious mind is without controls, which carries your dreams, emotions and stuff. And unconscious mind is a blank state. So basically, psychologically also, the unconscious mind would be something else where your unconscious behavior comes out. Let's not get into that. So when I say conscious, subconscious, unconscious, you drift away up to down. So when you drift down, you naturally go into a state which is awakened, but you are kind of like a dreamy. You know what I'm talking to us, right? It's like an experience of being on an alcohol. You feel everything that is happening right in front of you is a dream, somewhat like a dream, because your inhibitions are gone. Once your inhibitions are gone, you are free to do what you want. This is the state which has no conscious barriers. So you are in a trance-like state. So this is termed as spirit, the fourth context. Now, why the spirituality in your life? Do you really require it? Now see to yourself. A person who knows himself knows his strength. When he knows his strength, he will perform what he loves the most very perfectly or lovingly. Once he knows that, of course, the moment of trance is there within you because you are there all the time. This is why I think somewhere, I don't want to make it a mistake, but Bob Marley says this. The person who is on trance, so he used to talk one or two and get into this trance state. So you see his philosophies. A rich man is one who is very peaceful and stuff like that. A lot of peace talkings. This is one of the ways. You feel a lot trancey, calm, relaxed. So this is what is called as spirituality. Now why is the spirituality required? It is to know yourself, perform better in your life, and you know what choices to make because you know what you love the most, what you don't like the most. So what you love the most, you will work for it, you will do what you want in your life for it, and it will give you a lot of expression in doing it. You will be the best in the performance. And then you also know that you are in a trance mode because you are always happy and blissful. So considering this fact, I think spirituality is required in our day-to-day life. Now, when I say spirituality, it is your freedom. It is called freedom. When I say freedom, few questions that you can think on. Are you freely able to be yourself as you are completely in your day-to-day life? Are you free to live however you want? Are you free to live? The no would be a little obvious to me to explain, so let's come back from yes to the no. Yes, my life is like this and it's running perfectly as it is supposed to live, and you are yourself in all this aspect of your life. If it is so, once you go down to sleep in the night and get up in the morning, and after that your entire day, not once in your entire day, in your work or in food or whatever, a little bit here and there, don't you feel your eyes going a little? Do you feel it or not? Every person feels it. Is your energy the same way as you were for the first day, second day, third day, fourth day? No. Okay, let's get to the other point. There are two types of hunger, that is physiological hunger and psychological hunger. Now, physiological hunger is that you are physically hungry. Say by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm just saying in the afternoon, when you eat, do you look at the time just like how I said right now, 1 p.m., 2 p.m.? Do you do that? Do you do that your breakfast should be at 8:30 no matter what? Do you feel you do your dinner every night by 8:30, 9:30 or not? Okay. Now when you consider this, after you have filled your stomach, you feel that after every half an hour you are hungry again. You feel like you want to munch on something. Do you feel that? This is not physiological hunger. This is psychological hunger. Basically, the food to digest in your body takes strictly between 3 to 3.5 hours. When I say 3 to 3.5 hours, if you are hungry at 8:30 in the morning and if you eat your breakfast, if you are hungry and if you have eaten your breakfast at 8:30 in the morning, or let's take it as 4 hours, 12:30, you should start feeling hungry. You're supposed to feel hungry. But do you feel hungry is my question. Or just before that you would have eaten and a little bit of that and just know that it's your afternoon time, 1 o'clock, so I need to eat my lunch, so you open your tiffin box and you eat your lunch. Is it because it's 1 o'clock or is it because you're feeling hungry is my question. So when you start following this thing, if you eat as you are eating only because you are hungry, physically, not psychologically, it's a good thing. But if your psychological hunger starts, you want to keep eating. So when you start eating, you're not free. Your body is not feeling it, your mind is feeling it. So psychological hunger, that's why problem of obesity, thyroid, blood pressure, diabetes, all these things are coming because of, basically you're getting fat because of that. Overweight is because of that. Now when I say this, that you are not yourself because most of it is formed very situationally. It is built up in the society, that's why you are following these norms. Morning 10 o'clock you're supposed to sleep and 5 o'clock you're supposed to wake up. It might work for one person who built that system up. It might work for a few other individuals who have a similar kind of a system, physically, psychologically. But we people know we need to listen to this time where it says it's 10 o'clock night and 5 o'clock morning. I need to sleep at this time, I need to wake up at this time. You're not following your body synthesis. Your body knows when it wants sleep. Imagine you have been mechanizing from the childhood. You have made this a mechanism such a huge habitual pattern that you are fully dived into it. Once you are dived into it, you are lost. You're basically lost in it. So you keep eating and the eating never stops and all these things. So your freedom is gone. The moment you start listening to your body, you know when to sleep, when to wake up, when to go to which time to eat, which time not to eat. If you follow your body, I'm pretty sure for 24 hours a day, and I can challenge you, if you can follow this for the next 3 months of your life, your complete transformation will happen. But since it is very difficult because of our norms and habitual patterns, we need certain step of spirituality. This is what spirituality is all about. Giving you that freedom. It is supposed to give you that freedom to know yourself, love yourself, express yourself, and to be always happy and blissful. This is what spirituality is all about. Now, do you think this is not required in your life to handle situations? Just the same example I gave you. Okay, you cannot follow your body time. So your body time is somewhere between, say, 11 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock in the morning. But your work is demanding you to be at 7 o'clock in the morning. You're missing your body sleep. So what happens? You're basically a lack of sleeping now. You feel a little going down, going up, your eyes drowsing a little. Yeah. It's because of the system. You're not able to follow your body patterns. They make it fixed that you have to follow from morning till night 10 till morning 5 is supposed to be the general norm of sleep and wake up. You've lost your freedom. And when you use any sort of spiritual techniques, what happens is it breaks these barriers from inside. If this comes out, the barriers of you being not yourself, these barriers start breaking. Barriers start breaking because you have the courage to break it inside you. Once you have the courage to break it inside you, you are free. Now you want to experience life, express life in the way you love. And once you understand this pattern, what happens? You're free. Don't you think you're free? You're completely free. Once you're free, you are expressing what you want. So you love what you're doing. But people know, they have a very fixed attitude that no, the life has to continue this way. I need to only be an engineer, work from this part of the town and work and stay my life like this. Morning 9 o'clock, evening 10 o'clock, weekends parties. It's just habitually patterned in your life. You need that party to get out of the system. That is why people are resorting to alcohol and smoking. They are confined so much, they're irritated with their own life. That is because they don't do the job they love to do. If you love to do something, as I said, becoming intoxicated into it, you enjoy doing it. You are courageous to break your barriers that come into that. So spirituality gives you this maturity. To give you this maturity, you need techniques. And for these techniques, you need a real master, a real guru who has spiritually experienced, who's got an experiential maturity, experiential understanding, experientially living life to express this, to get you into this modes. This is what I'm trying to say. So spirituality is really, really required in your life. So once you get it, you are in it. Once you are in it, your life is more beautiful. You know how to express your life, experience it, do however you want. You know which family to choose, who's your person, who's your people, who's your social life, because you know who will match with your vibes to live and who would help you to experience and express life in the way that you want it to. The similar kind of people start being with you. It creates a vibration. So you get your own proper family time. And even there, if there are family problems or social problems or life-giving any sort of issues to your life, you know how to face it because you will have the maturity to face it. You need spirituality for this. I'll give you a small example, very small example. Example of in a couple relationship life also. This happens the same way. Or husband and wife fights begin because of this way. Other people's fights in your social life or anywhere begins in this way. That is what you carry certain mistake the person does into your life and keep going forward. And once you keep going forward, what happens to you? You carry this forward, you are facing this person with this negative attitude in your head running behind you or your head like a broken tape recorder continuously telling you, no, she's not a good person. She's like this, she's like that, I don't like her, I don't like him. He did this, he did that to me. These memories become so strong, your life is becoming a huge barrier. You are putting barriers to yourself. Once you start putting these barriers in your life, you are not able to experience life. So the most important point is, you will start breaking these barriers. Whatever, it's a simple thing. We laughed yesterday in the relationship, probably with some same friend you would have fought. Say, my own mother, I fought with her for today, and tomorrow, it's my maturity, spiritual maturity. If I have, I wouldn't carry this forward. That is because I fought with her the same way. Just moment before that, I was laughing with her the same way. Why don't I carry the laughter and not this depression? Why don't I carry this laughter also? You will never carry for laughters along with you. You will only remember all the negative things. So what happens? This becomes more and more a barrier. The last, you can't stand the person, you will end up fighting. So spirituality is required for this, because you will not carry this forward. You will treat this negative situation the same way how you treated the positive situation. You experience a certain positive situation and let it go. You don't carry it with you, but you may basically try to recollect it whenever you can, like a good memory. In the same way, bad memory can also become the same way. It was a good experience. You go through that experience and then be like, thank God, this was a lovely experience. But no, you are looking at it very negatively. So you create huge chunk of barriers. Once you are barricaded with barriers, the freedom is gone. You become a mechanism, you become a machine. So you need spirituality. Get the right technique, get a right guru who's got an experiential knowledge of it, and then you get into the spiritual process. No. So this was my basic fundamental answer for what is spirituality and what is the need. I'll see you all next time. Until then, find your answers.